gifted members right away. Thank you, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Who was it? Philip Hatch? Philip! Thank you. Appreciate the gifted memberships, man. Thank you very much. And then we had Moose coming in. It says, I love giving Josh money every month to hear his beautiful angelic voice talk about Dr. Doom. Well, you know, I don't even know how to react to that, but very nice. Very nice. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Josh, my clip of you on Twitter caught some attention after Paul liked it. What do you mean? What clip? What was the clip? Looking fresh today? Thanks, man. Yeah, it's a little chilly. I can rock a flannel. I love rocking the flannels. Kevin, what's up? How's Orlando, man? Yeah, I don't know what clip you're talking about. Was it good? Was I good? Was I being good in the clip? Or was I being bad? We are the nerdiest. We are the nerdiest. That's true. That's true. Greg and Lizzie, what's up? Hope you two are doing good. Hope everyone. Hey everyone, how's it going, Josh? Aren't we talking about super excited D23? We get, dude, Luz, I don't know what the hell just happened in your message, but reading it gave me a seizure. I don't know about that, but hearing about Dr. Doom is tight. Hell yeah. The D is in 23. Wait, what? What the hell? Have I seen Trap yet? No, I have not. Alexander Webb, what's up, buddy? We are back, baby. King Thanos gonna team up with RDJ. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but hell yeah, let's go. Oh my god, bro. Can you imagine? So, okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Thanos. We're going to talk about D23. There's actually a lot of cool stuff to kind of get into. Yes, they revealed the more of King Thanos for the actual ride. That is sick as hell, and I can't wait to get into that. But there's also a lot of other cool stuff at D23 I kind of wanted to look at. Like, they did this big TVA presentation thing, so you can, like, go in there, and they had these, like, portals where you could look in and see, like, the costumes and, like, some cool stuff. So that's pretty fun. D23 seems to be doing some really cool stuff. And so apparently there's going to be some announcements tonight. Some people are saying first look at Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew trailer. Ah, there he is. There's Mike. I knew somebody would be hyped. Okay, cool. Yeah, so cool. Maybe we'll talk about that or whatever. Skeleton Crew first look. Woo! Just cancel Skeleton Crew? I don't know about that. I mean, we'll see what it's going. Anyway. There's a lot of fun stuff that I want to talk about with D23. There was even an interview Bob Iger did with, I think it was Good Morning America, about the robotics and about some of the shit they're cooking with parks. And do you guys remember, man, it must have been Wednesday this week. Maybe it was all the way back to Monday. But do you remember me talking about, like, Disney and the robotics and, like, some of the stuff they're cooking? Because it seems like, I mean, I don't know what to expect on Friday. But, or rather, it is Friday. I don't know what to expect Saturday night. But I'm interested. Maybe they're cooking up something wild. Yeah. So anyway, let's before we get into any of the crazy stuff, right? Let's just talk about, like, kind of the flow for today and what's going on with the community. Couple of different things. Number one, no Diamond Lounge tonight. Okay, and I know it's disappointing. You know, look, while I'm disappointing you, let me just disappoint you the whole way. We're not gonna have it this week. We're not gonna have it next week. Next week is Liam's birthday. We've got a bunch of family coming into town, so next weekend's going to be really crazy for me. Tonight and this weekend, I have to, like, slip away and get some other work done. some Unity work, just in general, like getting the house in order and stuff like that. So no Diamond Lounge tonight, no Diamond Lounge next week. The week after that will be the Diamond Lounge, and it'll be epic. I promise you. It'll be super cool. It's going to be fun. Okay? So no stream tonight, mostly because they're not streaming the D23 thing. So there's no... Like, I've been asking you guys all week, actually, about are they actually going to do a stream for the D23 thing tonight, and apparently they are not. Okay, so no stream tonight, no reason to get all crazy. What we will do, though, tomorrow night, we will be streaming. It's a super weird time for us to stream, but we will be streaming. It's going to be later at night, dude, so we might start at like 9... maybe 9:30 or something like that. But tomorrow night, they are doing a D23 presentation that'll be live streamed in Fortnite. And we're going to watch it. So I don't know. I mean, I like Fortnite. I'm not like super into Fortnite, but I like Fortnite. Marvel season around the corner with Doctor Doom. That's epic. So I'm excited for that. So look out tomorrow night, man. We will be live. We'll be live on all of our usual platforms. And we will be talking about whatever the hell they're talking about. Maybe we'll play some Fortnite. I mean, I do like Fortnite, dude. It's a fun game, and it's remained relevant and a lot of different changes with like the epic stuff, the creator, all that kind of stuff. So tomorrow night, they're doing a presentation that's going to be live streamed from Fortnite. And I expect some announcements about the Epic and Disney collaboration. Maybe some stuff with like robotics or the hollow tiles or something, like how they're pulling this all together. Are we doing Ready Player One or what kind of situation? So we'll be doing that tomorrow evening. Other than that, regular videos, and we'll be back at it on Monday. I did have a blast this week, though. A lot of fun streams. And I enjoyed yesterday starting the stream, on all the platforms, and then watching Iron Man. We, of course, had to end the YouTube stream because YouTube's all weird with their copyright stuff. But I had a blast with you guys watching Iron Man. So maybe we'll continue doing that kind of stuff in the weeks to come. I think that's pretty fun. And just in general, it's been a good week. Been fun kind of just nerding out with all of you. Understandably Danik says, Josh, when are you going to play Marvel Snap with us over on the Twitch? Dude, I actually really want to, and I was originally going to just play Snap today, and maybe even try, because I have like a Snap deck right now that's like straight fire, dude. Like, I was playing Snap last night, and I was like, God damn, I'm just slaying it right now. So I think I could get to Infinite. So I was going to do a stream where it's like, I'm not getting off stream until I become Infinite on Marvel Snap. But then there was a ton of news, man. There was like the Thanos, King Thanos D23 stuff. There's some stuff about Space Marine 2. I wanted to go over some of that because I love my Warhammer. And actually, Kendall, just so everybody knows, and so I can expose him in front of all of chat, Kendall hit me up on Instagram because he said the Space Marine 2 game looks dope. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, brother. And what that means is he's finally into Warhammer. He loves Warhammer now. And I think after a lot of you play Space Marine 2, you're all going to love Warhammer as well. So it's pretty epic. So I want to talk about Space Marine 2 today. I want to talk about a story about RDJ recording lines for Deadpool and Wolverine. Hey, don't make me show the DMs. But yeah, no, Kendall, totally into it. See, nobody even believes me. Want to talk about story about RDJ? Want to talk about a story with Gambit? Apparently he really wants a movie and he's pitching it. I want to watch a Screen Crush video. Ryan Airy put out a pretty cool, intriguing video about when Robert Downey Jr. could have maybe switched and became Doctor Doom. And then I wanted to watch a video by A Little Bit of Everything that talks about the multiverse and the stuff with Deadpool and Wolverine. So we got a full list of stuff to get into today on stream. Should be a good time. A real good time. And I tell you what, just because I know you're probably fiending for it, let me get this pulled up and we'll get the gambling going on. You're only going to gamble for an hour. One other thing I wanted to say while I get this set up here. If you are a Unity collector, I put a little update in the Discord. Make sure you check it out. And the most important thing that I need you to do is we have a new sculpt for the Midas statue. We've been working on making a premium statue of the Midas character for some time. And we finally got some new stuff from the sculptor. So I need you guys to get over there and just give some feedback, because I want to tweak it a little bit just to make it a little bit more epic, make it look a little bit more like Midas. And also, I will be doing a more thorough update probably next week for you guys when it comes to Unity. We've stalled a little bit just because we are kind of recalibrating in Chapter 3. We're bringing on a new artist, you know, smoothing some of the rough edges. But yeah, I'll have a more thorough update for you guys next week. Okay, there is the gambling for you. And I dropped some nerd coin for you all as well. Swift Sam says, I need that Diamond Lounge invite. Nerd Vengers for life. Well, you need to get on the Discord. And I know, look, you probably already hit me up about the Discord, but you got to hit somebody up. Josh, you're in need of a studio redesign, bro. What you mean? Look, so the walls need fixed a little bit. I'll be real. Maybe some of the panels fixed up a little bit. But what the hell do you mean by that? You don't like my backdrop? You don't think my backdrop's dope? It's not a doll. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, the statue? Yeah, no. Those panels don't work. What? What the hell? Y'all don't like this background? It looks too... What? I'll tell you guys one thing that I was thinking about doing for the background, okay? One Piece, what the hell? Upgrade it? What do you mean upgrade it? The picture is so much more crisp on Twitch. Is that true? Why is that a thing? Some shelving? Okay, here's what I was thinking about doing. Are you in your mom's basement again? No, but sometimes I wish I was. Have you seen this fucking economy? Okay, anyway. One of the things I'm going to do is we have a shelf. It's like one of those glass cases with multiple shelves where you put like figures, statues, or, you know, dolls in. And I was thinking about putting it right there and like having it go, you know, up, and then putting all my cool Marvel Legends, maybe like my Magneto helmet. I got to get a Doom mask and putting some cool shit up like that. I think that would be fun. If I do that and I fix the wall, because the truth is the wall is actually coming off. Like the reason you can see this gray. Oh shit, where? The reason you can see that is because the wall is literally coming off and falling. So I need to like re-nail up the soundproofing stuff that I have up there. You know what I mean? So if... Show us the dolls. Exactly, dude. I'll show you the dolls. I'll have a bunch of Warhammer shit in there, too. Primo. Upgrade stream. Yeah, what the hell do you want from me? This is what I'm going to do. I know I got to get the P.O. box. God damn it, chat. Yes, there are a few things I have to do. Okay. So if we fix this wall and we put the cool glass cabinet in there, is that good enough? Does that feel like a totally upgraded setup? Say yes. D's Nut says, what part of Battle World do you think they'll cut? Wait, what does that mean? What do you mean by that? You haven't had the P.O. box figured out since I was a member? I know. It's not that I'm procrastinating. I'm not procrastinating. Although maybe I am procrastinating a little bit. But it's actually that all this other stuff takes is more important. You know what I mean? So like today, when are we collabing? I'm not sure. Hit me up. Send me a DM. I mean, look, I'll put it on the list, but as you can see, there are a few things on the list. Okay. This morning I recorded and did an edit on a video that then I passed to another editor that when I get back, I'm going to, you know, like we're working over here. It's not like I'm not doing anything. It's not like as soon as the stream goes off, I'm like this. Or like all the time before the stream, I'm like this. Like, that's not what's happening. There's a lot of shit being done. It's just that some of this stuff I don't get to because I gotta, you know, the YouTube grind, man. It's crazy. You guys don't know. Kith Marvel supervillain merch just dropped. I saw the shoes. Is there more than the shoes? And also, like, I'm gonna be real. I don't know Kith. And those shoes look cool, but also, like, is that, like, dope? Like, do people like Kith? Like, to me, they kind of look like old New Balance. They look like dad shoes, which, to me, I thought they looked great. You know, I would literally tighten them up, the laces really tight, you know, with knee-high white socks and a fanny pack, and I'm feeling good. But I'm just saying, like, I didn't think they looked like styling. I didn't think they looked hot. Yes, people do like Kith. Okay, see, that's what I'm a boomer. So you gotta let me know what's cool, what's popping in these streets. They come with very cool comics. I mean, I like comics. That's fun. Can you show me? Yeah, we pulled them up the other day, I think. Let me see if I can find them again. Kith Marvel supervillain collab. And so people were saying even more than this, right? Is on the way. Here. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Wah wah wee wah. Okay. This is the Kith sneaker collab. And that's what I mean. It's like, look at these shoes they look fine. But I didn't know this was like popping. Like, to me, this literally looks like dad shoes. These look like dad shoes, bro. But maybe it's like a thing, like, and the soles look dope as hell. I mean, come on, man. That's awesome. But why doesn't the whole shoe look like this, you know? Yeah, so you're telling me, chat, that these are popping? And people, like, love this? And, like, if I was out and I had some shoes on like this, people would be like, that's a cool guy. Is that what you're telling me? Would I be a cool guy? That brought back a core memory. The OGs remember the, sorry about my AC. I know, right? Well, we've gotten things fixed. Damn, he got the Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Yeah, dude. Cool guy. Oh, shit. Depends on your fit. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, they look cool. I don't know if I necessarily get it. You know, like, you're telling me this is popping, and I'm like, okay. These kind of look like we have Reebok at home or some shit, you know? I don't know. These look dope, though. Oh, man. Look at this Magneto right here. Holy shit. Look at this Galactus. That's kind of cool, man. You got the Spidey Venom 2-pack? Oh, shit. So you already copped some of these, huh? That's crazy. Okay. Okay. We have Reebok at home is nasty. I'm just being honest, man. I don't know. I don't. Holy shit. Look at this, dude. That's fire. The shirts are fire, but people are on crack with the shoes. No, dude, these shoes are popping. You didn't know? You didn't know? You don't know about Kith? You don't know? You don't know about Kith? By the way, too, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I'm wearing a really cool Marvel shirt right now. And this shirt cost me $6 at Gabriel Brothers. So let me show you what I mean. Like, look. Like, that's $6 at Gabriel Brothers. If you don't know what Gabriel Brothers is, let me just tell you, it is not like shopping at Kith. You know? I mean, I like cool, nice things too, but I'm just saying, man. Little bit of thrift store energy never hurt anybody. That's copyright infringement? I don't think so, man. I think it was a licensed shirt. It's just maybe from like the 90s or something. I don't know. Today's the day to remember Twitch chat. He now read 3 messages. Yeah, I got Twitch chat pulled up here, and I got YouTube chat pulled up here. I'm trying to do better. And I really appreciate all the Twitch viewers, too. And yeah, I want to continue to do fun Twitch streams and stuff like that, too. These hats look cool, man. Oh, my God! How come nobody told me? Bruh. Bruh. How come nobody told me? This better not be sold out. How do I buy it? It won't even let me buy it. Bro, that is pretty cool. So wait a minute. How do I not? I can't buy it? There's no like buy now option? The hell? And this is $200. These shoes are $200. Retail. And then they're going for $6. Brother, what is happening here? This feels like cryptocurrency. This feels like NFTs. Like, you're telling me that these are $200 retail shoes? I don't know, guys. You used to like NFTs? Don't ever bring that up again. No, I'm just playing. I mean, yeah, like I once thought NFTs would be the future. You know? Look, I'm occasionally wrong. It's very rare that I would be wrong about something like that, but I mean, I guess we botched that one. Okay, anyway, moving right along. Let's get into some of this stuff with Thanos. Let's talk about Thanos. Let's talk about it. Let me see if I can get this pulled up here. Oh shit, dude. Okay, yeah, we definitely got. Ooh, 6 minutes ago, Robert Downey Jr. turned down Iron Man cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine after reading scene. Writers also had idea to bring the original 6 Avengers back. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, let me get this pulled up. This guy here, Scott Gustin. He's been pretty good. And he's got a bunch of cool stuff to talk about here too. Wait, this is the chair for the Thanos ride? Oh, okay. No. That's different. Okay, here it is. Okay, so let's peek at this. Let's talk about this a little bit. We have King Thanos and the ride coming to Avengers Campus as part of the multiverse attraction. Here he is. I also saw videos of people standing next to this guy. This thing is huge, dude. This thing is massive. Okay, so what do we notice here? Well, I mean, obviously it's Thanos. It's King Thanos. Really badass armor. But look at his sword. Like, this is kind of interesting to me. So we've seen this sword before. But what I don't know is what the hell is this? Some kind of circular obelisk that fuels his sword with some kind of energies? What is it? Yeah, I don't know. Super cool. But this is interesting for a number of reasons. Thanos and King Thanos, this ride had been worked on. I think they announced this in 2022. Okay, so they first announced this in 2022. There was 2 separate images. There was the one of Thanos with all the multiversal versions of Avengers fighting against that Thanos, which I wonder if anybody dropped that in the comments here. Doesn't look like it. And then there was the just image of his face as King Thanos, okay? Now, apparently this ride was, like, delayed. I wonder if it had something to do with strikes or just some kind of just pressure or, I don't know, budgetary concerns or something like that. So they stopped making the ride for a while. It would appear it's back on, and they are going to use King Thanos in that ride. King Thanos, in the comics, which comes from, like, the Thanos wins storyline, this is a variant of Thanos that beats the Avengers, becomes, you know, the baddest version of Thanos. It's actually really crazy what it ends up being, because he, like, controls all of time at one point, going to the God Quarry through a black hole with his son Thane. It's like a whole thing. It's a whole thing in the comics. But all you really need to know is this is a variant of Thanos that beats the Avengers, beats everybody in his universe, and begins maybe assaulting the multiverse. Okay? So this is back, and it's in full swing. This apparently is the ride, what it'll look like when you get into the ride for this King Thanos thing. Kind of interesting. You have one of the ride Imagineers kind of talking about it down there. Here's a few more photos of what it'll look like. Looks like enough space for me to go on my own. Nice and roomy in there. Kind of cool looking. This kind of reminds me of the white suits that the Avengers have when they do the time heist in Endgame. So that's kind of cool vibes there. Multiversal adventure. Pretty cool. Now, the other question here, and of course, like, a lot of us are just, we can't help it, man. We gotta think that this connects to the MCU in some way. Does this mean that King Thanos is coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Chat, what do you think? Chat, what do you think? 100%. No. Yes. Bro, it has to. Why even do it otherwise? Yeah. Only to get his spine ripped out by Doom. It's so interesting and so cool that you guys think that, right? Because I saw a bunch of people talking about this on social media as well, where they were like, dude, King Thanos looks fucking awesome. I want him in the MCU, but also if RDJ Dr. Doom rips this dude's spine out, we're going to hit 3 billion in Secret Wars. You know what I mean? Like, the people are pretty hyped up about that, and it wasn't a small amount of people. It was a pretty substantial amount of people that were hyped up on this shit and that were very excited for it. So I love that they're bringing this dude back for the thing. I would love it even more if this character actually did play a role in Doomsday or in Secret Wars. I think maybe Secret Wars is a little bit more likely. But here's the thing. Let's just speculate. Let's just run through this from a character's perspective. Okay? If this Thanos is a guy that is taking over the multiverse, or at least attempting to, right? He would inevitably come into contact with Dr. Doom. Okay? We live in a world now where it is confirmed that a Dr. Doom variant, maybe an RDJ, maybe Dr. Doom himself, you know, still jury's kind of out on that, but a variant of Dr. Doom, played by Robert Downey Jr., absolutely is keeping tabs on the multiverse, will be the big bad in the next Avengers movie, and the big bad in Secret Wars. Okay, and also, Zach, thank you for the gifted membership. I'm going to catch up on member chats and super chats in a second, okay? So, I think this is an awesome character, but it brings the potential that this character could show up in live action and be working for Doom. How would you guys feel about that? How would you feel about that? Screen Crush stole your theory that RDJ Iron Man was always Doom. Well, I don't even know if that's true, first of all. But second of all, we're going to watch the video they recently did. And are you telling me that they dropped that theory and didn't give me any credit for it? God damn it. Paul's always been right about Ryan Airy. Anyway, Buddha Shark says, you mean my theory? Nope, it's mine. Yeah. Would you guys like that? It would make him look weak, right? Okay, so that's kind of an interesting thing here, right? This dude's kind of badass. Could you imagine a guy like this being subservient to anyone? I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting, right? I mean, the only way I could see Thanos working with Doom is if Doom was truly at God level already. But man, we do sort of think about the MCU in kind of like wrestling terms, right? A little bit of that WWE energy, right? Buddha Shark says, didn't you give me credit? Maybe. He does that, Buddha Shark. Wait, what? Chat's turning on me over on Twitch. What the hell? Okay, so we think about this stuff in wrestling terms, okay? Now, one of the ways they built Thanos in Infinity War was to have him whoop the Hulk's ass, bro. Like, bro, where were you when Thanos pieced up the Hulk? I mean, bro, when we saw Thanos piece up the Hulk, we were all like, God damn. So they built Thanos kind of off Hulk a little bit, off Thor a little bit, because he's just like dragging Hulk like a rag doll. And all of a sudden you're like, God damn, dude, Thanos is kind of him, right? Well, what an interesting way to build Doom, to have a super badass variant of Thanos maybe try to backtalk Doom a little bit and get put in his place. Can you imagine? So in the sense of like the build and like WWE kind of style building, it would be pretty tight to use King Thanos to build Doom. You know what I mean? So that could be kind of interesting. Let him have his fun with gangster. Exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, this is, for now, let's just be, clear. This is a separate thing. This is a theme park ride being built at Avengers Campus, which is just, that's cool enough already. Like, I can't wait to check this thing out. I want this thing to be done so I can go check it out. I want to go with the fam to go check this thing out. This just seems like a ton of fun, dude. Like a multiversal adventure where you're helping the Avengers defeat King Thanos. Like, bro, come on. It doesn't get much better than that. That is awesome. So it doesn't even have to be connected to live action or anything like that. However, I think it would be a wasted opportunity if not. This is a dope character. And also, there is this idea that Doom is going to be a lot more present than Kang was in the multiverse saga, like leading up to Secret Wars. So what an interesting way to accomplish that. If you have other villains that represent Doom or work for Doom that pop up. I mean, King Thanos pops up and starts fucking shit up, but he has like Ultron Doom bots with him, and he's like, I serve Doom, the only god of the multiverse or some shit. I mean, that's kind of epic, right? That would be a way to build Doom without even having Doom on screen if you have King Thanos come in. So it's pretty cool. Either way you slice it, dude, it's pretty cool. And I, of course, hope that it does lead to something with live action, because I just think it's so freaking awesome, man. I really do. Oh, here's some cool stuff for Adam. Here's Bluey. Are these robots? Or people? This is Disney Plus royalty, though. Make no mistake about it, dude. Bluey's huge. Now, this looked really cool, dude. Look at this. So you go into the TVA, and they built this all for D23. They're kind of making D23 seem kind of awesome, dude. Like something you would legitimately want to go experience. Norin Rad, if you remember to ask me that later in the stream, bro, we can go over that. And they have these little, like, portal doors you can, like, look in. Yo! This is cool, dude. Like, I would have loved to see this. I hope they replicate this at, wait a minute, what? There's no actual Wakandans there? What the hell? The Wakandans got replaced by robots? This would be really cool at Avengers Campus, too. I'd be into this. I'd be into going around and checking this stuff out, dude. This would be awesome. Kingpin, Daredevil Born Again shit. Ooh, dude. Rocket Raccoon, yo. Oh, you're good, bro. Don't worry about it. That does look cool, Josh. Hopefully it was designed or created by anyone from Star Wars. Wait, what? I don't know what Star what? Wars of some kind? What? Let's hope for a DD trailer. I think we will get at least a teaser for Daredevil Born Again. What the hell's all this? Oh, you can go in there and like take pictures and stuff. That's cool. Star Wars? What? I don't even know what that is. So this is a bunch of Wakandan stuff? I don't really understand this aspect of it. Oh no, those are the witches? For Agatha Coven of whatever? Oh, you can actually buy some cool stuff there? Or is that just... Oh, okay. This place looks fun, dude. What are these cards? What do people get? I don't understand. Oh, this is like becoming a member of the TVA. I think I saw people doing that. You get like an analyst card or whatever. That's pretty chill. What the hell's this thing? Battle damage. What? They have battle damage limited. What the fuck? Why don't I have this? $400? That does look pretty lit though. Marketplace. Okay, so they have a marketplace. Did anybody buy me one of those and send it to me? Did anybody buy one of these and be like, yo, here you go? Thanks, chat. Appreciate you guys. That's awesome, man. Thank you. That's cool. Maybe we could get them in yen so it'd be a lot cheaper. Although I don't know if that's even still a thing there. Some Avatar stuff. All right, I want to find the interview. What the hell's all this? Here's a closer look at the Disney Adventure World model on display. What the hell's this? Looks pretty chill. Where's this going to go? They announced earlier this year Walt Disney Park in Paris will be renamed Adventure World when World of Frozen officially opens. Okay, so this is the Paris world? I mean, it looks pretty chill. Looks pretty chill. Okay, now I want to watch this, though. This is crazy.
It really feels like it.
What did he say at the beginning? What the hell?
Welcome to the happiest place on earth.
It really feels like it. People all over the place excited about D23.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you all.
Can I get a photo, please?
You're the Disney princess.
Suddenly.
On the eve of D23, a kind of ultimate Disney mega fan event. CEO Bob Iger taking us inside the magic at Disneyland.
Every time I've been to this event, I leave with a sense of incredible pride, but actually a real sense of joy, seeing what impact we've had on people all over the world and to see it up close. And it's an extraordinary feeling.
Any surprises this year you can let us in on ahead of time?
I'm not going to break any news here because I don't want to spoil the surprise. There are many.
This summer, Disney has surprised and delighted audiences with films from Deadpool and Wolverine to Inside Out 2.
I'm Anxiety. I am just such a huge fan of yours.
Breaking box office records, becoming the highest-grossing animated
It's
film
true.
ever, topping $1.5 billion at the box office.
It also happens to be the first film I saw in a theater with my 5-year-old daughter, and she loved it. What do you think the secret was there?
I have to react to what you just said, because the first film that I saw as a 5-year-old was Cinderella. My grandparents took me to a Disney film when I was 5, and I actually still remember that. So,
And mine was Pinocchio, and I got scared when his nose grew.
yes.
I don't remember if I had a first movie experience like that, but I do remember seeing the first Aladdin, that old animated Aladdin. I remember seeing that in theater, and that was probably one of the first movies I saw in theaters too.
Pinocchio was a scary movie, but it's just interesting that here we are as adults remembering that first film, and it was a Disney film, and your daughter
Yours was E.T.?
will have the same, I think, the same memory. You know, every
Your first
single
movie is Phantom Menace? Damn.
transaction that this company
Where's all the great Star Wars news? Don't worry, I'll wait. Rossi!
experiences emanates from
Appreciate you.
great creativity and great
Thanks for the
storytelling.
5.
It all starts right there. And when I returned to the company in 2022, it was very, very clear to me that we had to put creativity back to basically the center of this company.
That's interesting. You know, look, the whole situation with Disney right now is so interesting. And I thought Bob Iger, just like, I guess, you know, I say objectively, but it's, you know, it's a bit of subjectivity there. But like, I consider Bob Iger to be one of the most successful CEOs of all time. And I think that he had this incredible track record. Now, what happened to Disney over the past 5-6 years maybe has been like crazy and really bad. But even still, I thought, even with all of that, if Iger just walked off, which I think was originally what he was trying to do, was like just leave, right? Like he leaves, I think in 2019, early 2020 or something like that. He like tries to get out. And I think he really saw turmoil ahead. And I think he really just wanted his legacy to be secured. He writes the book, you know, Trip of a Lifetime or whatever. Journey of a Lifetime. He was like, I'm out, hang up the jersey. Like, and at that point, if he had done that, he would have walked away from the game as one of the greatest CEOs of all time. Now, he's back and he's trying to fix Disney. And I know there are conflicting feelings about that, conflicting opinions. You know, a lot of different people in the community feel differently about it. But I think if he actually does turn this thing around, then he's like the GOAT 100%. If he actually turns this around, and look, of course, Star Wars is being completely ignored here, as it should be. It is a disaster. It is horrible. And we'll see if he can actually fix that. But it's been really interesting to watch Iger within the last, I would say, 6 to 18 months, the different things he has done. And I think we're seeing some of those changes now, especially with like Marvel, Pixar. And if they actually do turn this around, dude, like, my God, then he will be forever a legend because he came back in his twilight years and course corrected a company that he had, you know, helped to do a lot of stuff for like 30 years with. It's just interesting, man.
So what does the future hold?
How do you think about the incorporation of things like AI and animatronics and all of that?
I think, first of all, it's really important that in a world where technology provides people with these visual experiences that are stunning in many ways and look real, I think we have to remember that the experience of coming to one of our parks is an immersive experience in a physical environment. The reality here is real, you know, and I think that's, I don't want to lose that. But we also know that The new generations
hell was
of
that?
people in our world grow up with these incredible and stunning visual images. And so you have to deliver on that expectation, too.
They're everywhere, by the way, everywhere.
How are you all?
The way that we're getting our content is changing. What the consumer is expecting out of all of it is starting to change. How do you navigate that as the CEO?
Well, I started at ABC 50 years ago.
Oh my God,
So
dude.
I've been in the entertainment business in
50
some
years
form or
ago?
another for 5 decades. And over that period of time, almost everything has changed. One thing has not changed, and that is the importance of and the power of storytelling, and the need for people and the want of people to be entertained. And I think that's probably never been as true as it is today. It's something the world needs.
which is
Yeah, and it's like, I think, you know, maybe behind closed doors, I think the boilerplate or like the way they're going to frame the Disney turnaround, because again, like I know people get so touchy about like political correctness or, you know, is this like a identity politics thing? Are they going away from that? All this sort of stuff. I know people get really emotional about that sort of stuff, but I think that what they're going to say is just putting entertainment first. I think that is their version of addressing, you know, what has happened in the past 5 years. And the course correct is just simply putting entertainment first. And I think you're going to see Iger say that. I think you're going to see a lot of different people say that. And that's going to kind of be the way they boilerplate and try to signal to us, the audience, that they're not doing what they've been doing in the past 5 years.
exactly what Disney expects to do with the release of Moana 2 this Thanksgiving.
And Moana
The
2
trailer
could
for
be,
the
I
much
mean, that could,
anticipated
damn.
sequel, setting a company record with 178 million views in its
that's a lot of
first
views.
24 hours.
You have Moana 2 coming out. That is another big excitement in our home.
I watched the cut of the film, and it's very exciting. We learned in the first film just what an unbelievable adventure Moana is, and I can only say that she is going to prove that yet again to us. And she has a great relationship with her younger sister, who is kind of a breakout star of the film to come in many ways.
Speaking of sequels, my daughter would love to see Inside Out 3. Any chance of that?
Well, since I said I wasn't going to in any way spoil any surprises, and I'm not, I would love to see Inside Out 3 as well.
You would?
I'll just leave it at that.
And so would everybody here. Yes, they would.
Where's the stuff about the robotics?
Oh, by the way, one more tease. Iger told us to expect a big announcement this weekend about the parks experience and the incorporation of one of the latest robotics technology into a character. What was that? What was that, Mickey? Mickey says the surprises are going to be huge.
Oh, so that's it? That's the robotic shit? Holy shit. Okay, so they're not saying anything. Okay, but I think that this will be the thing tomorrow night. We're gonna have to wait and see there. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the main thing, and you know, it's something I've kind of been talking about a little bit. I've been hearing some stuff peripherally, and we'll see what happens tomorrow night. We'll see what they announce. But I think I think they've got some pretty cool stuff that they're cooking. You know, between the holo tile, the advanced robotics, potential of like robotics characters and things in the parks, and then combining that somehow with Fortnite, quite interesting. So we'll have to see how all of that shakes out.
Okay.
But I guess they kind of clickbaited us on that one, huh? They didn't really tell us shit about the robotics there. Pretty cool, though. Oh, wait, is that did I watch the wrong thing here? Here's the tease about the big announcement. Okay, yeah, we watched that. Okay. All right. Cool. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much the King Thanos Disney Plus news. Let's stop for a second, catch up on some chats, and see what you guys think about all that kind of stuff. Pretty crazy, huh? It's pretty crazy, chat, huh? Robots are cool. Daredevil trailer today. When's the next Diamond Lounge? It's in 3 weeks. I know. Well, 2 weeks technically. It's not tonight. It's not next week. It'll be the week after. Where the robots, right? Yeah, I know. No Daredevil from Iger? No Daredevil from Iger. So apparently they are going to do some kind of panel or announcements tonight, but it's not going to be live stream. We'll get some news. It'll drop super late. Probably cover that tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a video in the morning and drop that for you guys. Maybe we will just talk about it on stream when we get ready for the Fortnite thing and we get, into that. Who knows what all that shit's going to be. For me, though, I mean, obviously, like, did you notice how little Star Wars was talked about, And, I mean, I guess the only thing I can really say about Star Wars, and this is actually true. This is actually true. So we can talk about this a little bit. Apparently, ooh, that's nice. I like that. Apparently, there's a high chance of getting our first look at Skeleton Crew tonight. Yeah. What do you guys think of that? Hasn't the original Moana the most watched original movie for the past 5 years or something like that? Yeah, I saw that stat. Yep. Appreciate you, Common Josh W. over on Twitch. I think nothing. Wait, what? We do not even care. I mean, isn't it such a sad state of affairs where Star Wars is at, and like watching Pixar get back on track, watching Marvel get back on track, and then no Star Wars. I mean, it's really tough. And I think I mean, there's a lot of stuff we could say, but ultimately it's heartbreaking. And we hope that there's a turnaround. Like, I guess the optimist in me, right, is like, maybe the Skeleton Crew trailer will be surprising. And in fact, let me open up that to you guys. What would it take for you to get excited about Skeleton Crew? Like, is there anything they could put into the trailer that would actually excite you or get you interested? Nothing? Disney makes pretty good trailers. The Grisk, I mean, the Grisk would be kind of lit. Not gonna lie. What time period does it take in? I would say it's probably Mando 3 time period, because that pirate dude's in it. Nothing. They ruin the vibes of everything. God damn. Nothing. Why the fuck do you care about these nobodies? Oh shit. Oh my god, dude. You guys are more brutal than me. Holy. A nice bright lightsaber. I mean, that'd be kind of fun, yeah. Ooh, Abeloth hints. That would be fun. Yeah, if it was connected to Peridia and Abeloth, that could get me to raise an eyebrow. Nothing. Not even Mando can save this show. Holy shit. Yeah, I just don't know if... I mean, obviously, it doesn't feel like anybody at Lucasfilm knows, like, what's up and down and left and right. But it is shocking just how bad things are. And, you know, you look at how bad things are. You look at what they have cooking, right? Skeleton Crew, Mando and Grogu, Rey movie. That's legitimately what they're cooking. And Ahsoka Season 2 and or Season 2, right? And it's like... like, that's dude, it's just fucking tough. I really don't know what could generate excitement. I mean, I think maybe the best we can hope for is that some of these projects are all right over the next couple of years. You know, we went over the story on Wednesday where Kathleen Kennedy wants to leave, but she's looking for a win. And you know what? As many people pointed out, doesn't she realize that her walking away is the win? Like, she could come out and be like, look, guys, got a big W for you. I'm leaving. And everyone would be like, what? They'd be like, yeah, look, I know. Okay. And look, honestly, like, I'm kind of joking here, but this would actually kind of work. if Kathleen Kennedy came out and literally said, you know what, guys? I tried. I do care. I was trying to do some stuff that didn't work. I love Star Wars. I love George Lucas. I love the fans. But I think it's time to pass this on to somebody who could potentially even do a better job. So I'm walking away and handing Star Wars over to Del Toro or something. I would forgive her. Yeah, something like that, man. Something like that. I mean, look, they'll never do that. But I think there's room for stuff like that. You know, I think a lot of people appreciated Marvel's ability to be sort of cheeky with their own failures via Deadpool and Wolverine. You know, Sean Levy's comments, Kevin Feige's comments, but just in the fact that they released a massive movie making fun of themselves to a degree, it was really refreshing. Like, I'm telling you, that shit works. Like, that self-deprecating humor, like, it really does diffuse anger. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, Skeleton Crew, I'll give it a shot. You know, we'll talk about it on stream tomorrow, but damn, dude, what a world. We live in a world where Iger continues to ignore Star Wars, and it is the correct move. He is making the right move as the CEO. He is making the right move for investors to completely ignore a franchise that they paid $4 billion for. I mean, that alone is the biggest just sign that Kathy fucked up. Like, that is the biggest. You know. Deadpool just paid for Star Wars. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, let's catch up on some chats. Then I want to talk about Gambit wanting a movie. I want to talk about RDJ doing lines for Deadpool and Wolverine. Not those kind of lines. He doesn't do that anymore. And then I want to watch a couple videos, okay? Okay. So let's catch up on some of these chats here. Again, Philip, thank you so much, man, for the 5 gifted. Appreciate it. Janes says, happy Friday, all of you handsome Doom Vengers. I'm about to make a name for myself here. Hell yeah, bro. Thanks for the love. D's Nuts says, reading Secret Wars recently, do you think Marvel will incorporate all the different areas of Battle World? And if they leave out any, which parts? Oh, that's fun. So this is a big question for me. I don't know what Secret Wars looks like. In the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars, you are on Battle World and it's totally different. It has Game of Thrones vibes, like dukes, barons, the wastelands, the shield, all these different areas, the Greenland, all these cool areas, completely different world with its own ecosystems. Characters exist regionally. It was super dope. We have no idea what to expect in the Secret Wars of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I tend to think they won't overhaul the aesthetic completely. I would be down, but I don't think that's a smart business move. Maybe you need normies and shit. If you make it too weird, it might not work. So I don't know, brother. I think you might get a Battle World universe that has different planets that are maybe ruled by different beings or entities. Wouldn't that be interesting? Philip Hatch says, how about that Team USA win over Serbia yesterday? Yeah, so I didn't get to watch that game, but I heard about it, and the energy, the clips, the interviews. Oh my God, bro. Like, well done, Team USA. Holy shit, man. They stepped up in a moment, and that was cool to see. When is it Saturday? Is that the actual gold medal game, chat? And they played France, right? It was endgame level. Dude, yeah, I mean, I got chills just looking at some of the clips. What time on Saturday? Le Capitan American. I know, I like that shit. And I'm not even a huge LeBron fan, but you got to give it up. You got to give props up to the man for that. That shit was cool. All of them pulled up. 12:30 PDT. So like 3:30 my time. Ooh, I might have to. You know how long I've been waiting for this? Eric says, check out Phoenix #1. Seems like they're setting her up to take over for Captain America or Captain Marvel in saving all the different planets, fighting Gore the God Butcher. Yo, okay, I'll have to check that out, brother. Thank you, Eric. Marvel Comics is cooking up some really interesting stuff right now. Feels like they're actually low-key building towards Avengers vs. X-Men again and positioning Storm in a cool way to maybe do some fun stuff there. Because Storm just joined the Avengers. Maybe for the first time ever, actually. So, yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I'm really loving a lot of stuff that they're cooking in Marvel Comics right now. So, good stuff. Good days ahead. Mojat says, Skeleton Crew, boo! I mean, yeah, we'll see. Darth Baba says, Hollywood Reporter posted an hour ago that an RDJ scene was written for Deadpool. Yeah, we're going to go over that in just a second. It's in my notes. But, yeah, I believe he was going to cameo in the scene with Happy Hogan. And there were other scoopers and people talking about that, too. But he decided against it because of returning as Dr. Doom. You know. Mav says, waiting for the Robotics is Female shirts to drop at D23. That's a whole different industry, which I think will also do quite well with robots. Appreciate you, Mav. Nolan says, it's my son's first day of pre-K today, and my wife was a mess. Hashtag Unite. Aw, man. Yeah, that'll probably be a sad day for us, too, when we get him into pre-K. But, you know, you gotta let him grow, you know? Much love, though, Nolan. Appreciate you, man. Swift Sam says, need that Diamond Lounge invite. Nerd Avengers for life. You need to get on the Discord, brother. We'll get you in there. VM says, there's a note on your desk with a circle drawn on it. I don't think there is, bruh. I don't think there is. Appreciate you, though. D's Nut says, what part of Battleworld do you think they'll cut? Like the Thor Corps, all the Hulks, etc. Yeah, so that's what I was saying before. I was like, dude, look, there's a lot of dope stuff they could do. We don't know what the aesthetic plan is. I would love to see some stuff like that, and I like the reimagining and recontextualization of the Marvel characters. Like, Doom takes Ben Grimm and turns him into a wall. Basically, Dr. Doom goes Donald Trump on him and builds a whole wall. Instead, it's the Thing. He makes Johnny Storm the son of Battleworld. Okay? He makes Galactus a sentinel that watches over Castle Doom. Okay? So it's like a lot of cool stuff they could do. The Thors become the cops, all kinds of stuff. We have no idea, brother. It's way too early. Although I bet they have a lot of that stuff that they're thinking about. We'll have to see. Kaylin, again, thanks for the shout out about Kith. Rossi, thank you for the rose. D's Nut says, do you think the Black Order is in Secret Wars? I don't think so, actually. But I wouldn't be down, or I wouldn't be mad about it. That'd be cool. Rossi says, if I bought you the S-tier Green Goblin shoes, would you wear them? Yeah, bro. Size 11. If you get me those shoes, I'll wear them. And not only will I wear them, I will act like they're the coolest shit and that I always knew they were the coolest shit. Think about it. Rabib says, when will the Crimson Chin join the Avengers? He's my favorite superhero. The Crimson Chin? What the fuck? Vora says, hey, mate, recently watched Fantastic Four from 05 and 07. Why do you think those movies failed? The 05 one was decent, I think. Much love from the UK. I think at that time, comic book movies had somewhat of a weird reputation. And I think both of those movies, particularly the first one, kind of played into it. I think it was a little too campy. I think it was a little bit too campy, man. I don't have the P.O. box set up yet, but now I'm going to, just so I can get those sick-ass shoes that I always knew were the dopest dope. Y'all didn't know about Kith? You freaking plebs. Yeah, so, I don't know. I have a soft spot for those movies. I was actually thinking we could watch those movies sometime on Twitch soon because those are cool. But I think that's probably what I would say is like, it was just a little too campy, and some people just weren't there to like Fantastic Four is kind of a weird property. I think, despite not liking the shallow bow female Silver Surfer thing, which I still don't like and I'm still not over, despite not liking that, there's a lot of what Marvel is doing, like what Feige's doing, that I do like. Like, I think they're cooking properly with the massive galactic shit and the family stuff. Like, basically going hard with the family stuff while you go hard on the cosmic stuff. That's a beautiful recipe. That's Fantastic Four. So they are cooking, and I like it. Jared says, no Avengers for life. Zoom in on the sword. It looks like an Avengers logo. Are you talking about my sword? Oh, you're talking about the King Thanos sword? Shvat? Avengers logo, you say? What do you mean? Zoom in on the sword. Looks like an Avengers logo. I do not see an Avengers logo on here, bruh. Yeah, I don't see it on there, bro. Maybe I'm missing it. Trev says, was rewatching Endgame, literally just got here now. The song playing while they build the time machine is Doom and Gloom by the Rolling Stones. Wow, really? That's fascinating. Yeah, I mean, you know, another thing that's kind of understated about this whole RDJ Dr. Doom thing is Dr. Doom creates time travel in the Marvel Comics universe. He creates the time platform. Without that, Kang doesn't exist. Doom is the one that first invents time travel. It's quite interesting that RDJ Iron Man is the one who invents time travel within the MCU, or at least perfects it, right? That is kind of interesting. And Doom and Gloom by the Rolling Stones. How much of this was planned? I don't know, but it's interesting, man. I wouldn't be surprised, and there's no, I'm not like reporting this isn't a scoop, but I would just speculate that if the Russos came out in the next year or two and said, this was actually a story idea we had always been cooking, we always thought this would be an interesting way to take the Tony Stark character, and before we decided on killing him, this was something we were maybe going to do. I would not be surprised, chat, if that gets revealed. Because there's just a lot of connections here. Like, it's really interesting how many connections there are. Zach, thank you for the gifted, man. Appreciate you. Deadpool Wolverine is a 9 out of 10, but also Doom, says Eric Myers. Appreciate you, brother. Craig says, if RDJ reads lines for Deadpool and Wolverine, but they don't film because of Doom, does this mean RDJ was casted last year? Yeah, I mean, we'll get into this in just a second here. But I think, yes, it means this hard pivot to RDJ Dr. Doom is a relatively new idea. Again, it could have been an idea the Russos were cooking with, but remember, for a long time, Marvel was like, no, thank you, Russos. Like, appreciate y'all. Thanks for the bajillion dollars, but, you know, no thank you. So maybe the Russos always wanted to do this, but Marvel might have been like, no, we're doing Kang, you know, we're doing all this stuff. So when they pivot hard, it probably changed things. And for RDJ, it probably changed things, for sure. William says, waiting in line to get into the convention. Oh, that's awesome, bro. If you get some good picks or you buy me that Captain America shield, just, you know, hit me up, let me know. No big deal. The Avengers analyst says, it was never a Disney issue. It's always been a Kathleen issue. Even Dave. As far as excitement, something 200 years in the future, we are effed. Oh, yeah. You're talking about Star Wars there. Yeah, that's tough, brother. Is Lucasfilm cooking or heating up frozen TV meals? Bro, they're just eating frozen TV meals. They're not even heating them up. And by eating them, I mean they're serving them to us. May and OSHA could help Skeleton Crew. Definitely. John Cross says, do you think the Void will take Battle World's place in the MCU? Big question. Not really sure, brother. I tend to think we're getting more than just the Void. I think that Battle World will be maybe a whole universe, or like, you know, it'll be larger than that. MF Sarwalker says, I just saw Zack Snyder's A New Hope on YouTube, and I don't blame this KK for saying no. Why couldn't she do that for Acolyte and so on? Yeah, I don't know, man. It does seem they avoided something with Rebel Moon, though, for sure. Standomon, appreciate the 10 spot, man. That's very generous. Says, how do you think Ahsoka and Sabine will get back to the main galaxy? Just curious. I think Ezra and Hera are going to go get them. But I think they have an adventure on Peridia. Like, I think Anakin is the father. He has now reached cosmic oneness. And I think he is fighting against Abeloth. And I think both Sabine and Ahsoka are important to fighting against Abeloth. And I do think once that is handled, they would then return to the main galaxy and fight against Thrawn. So that's that. Yeah. Benjamin says, how to trigger Josh in one word: Sidewinder. I still cannot believe the Sidewinder thing. I still don't believe the Sidewinder thing. I'm gonna ban Sidewinder as a word in chat. I can't stand it. So get on out of here. Dar Boyd, very generous, $20 holla. Holy shit. Says, what's up? Spent the morning fixing my AC. Luckily, I found some spare arc reactor parts in the tower. Now my AC cools the whole block. Actual Star Wars music would excite me on the Skeleton Crew. Nice, man. Yeah. I'm going to need that arc reactor back, though. Like, immediately. Thank you. But, yeah, no, that would be cool. Actual Star Wars music certainly wouldn't hurt. Actual Star Wars music's pretty cool, huh? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, let's get into this RDJ thing, because a lot of you are really interested in this. And in fact, where's the article? I think it's on... Was it like on Deadline or something like that? Let me see here. Yeah, Variety. Here we go. Variety. Okay. Robert Downey Jr. turned down Iron Man cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine after reading scene. Writers also had an idea to bring the 6 original Avengers back. Deadpool and Wolverine co-writers Rit Reese and Paul Wernick revealed in an interview with IndieWire that Robert Downey Jr. was courted to reprise Tony Stark Iron Man for a cameo appearance in the Marvel's latest record-breaking blockbuster. Downey turned the offer down, which now makes sense to the writers as he's returning to Marvel in a larger and shockingly different capacity as Dr. Doom. No one on the Deadpool and Wolverine team knew about Downey's curveball of a return. We had wanted him to do a cameo. We had written that scene to start with Happy and Downey, Wernick said. The scene in question, towards the beginning of Deadpool and Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds, Merc with a Mouth, has used Cable's time machine to jump over to the sacred timeline in order to pitch himself for a spot in the Avengers lineup. Deadpool has a meeting with Jon Favreau's Happy Hogan, who rejects him since Deadpool is too self-centered for the Avengers and just not a team player. The original idea for that scene also had Downey Stark in the room. Yeah, Scoopers, by the way, I know a lot of people have turned on the Scoopers, and we all hate the Scoopers now, but I will give credit. Several of those Scoopers hit me up and told me about this before it came out in Variety. So I guess they know things sometimes. Ryan Reynolds read the scene with both of them, so in hopes we could get Downey, Reese said. But he also wanted Favreau because they're a great combo and they were all in the scene together. That would have been very hyped. Behind the scenes, we didn't know about the Dr. Doom, Wernick added. There's no way he was going to do both. And then we said, oh, Downey doesn't say no to Ryan Reynolds, does he? No one says no to Ryan Reynolds. And Ryan gave him the hard press. We wrote scenes and Downey read the scenes, but what we didn't know behind the scenes was this Dr. Doom thing. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, though. Downey passed on the cameo, and Reese said the actor was the only no we've ever gotten, I think, in terms of people just saying, hey, I don't want to do it. That's kind of funny, dude. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Fortunately, Favreau's Happy Hogan was always a part of the scene, and it could remain intact with just him and Deadpool. I mean, look, we would have loved to have Downey reset, but at the same time, I think Marvel had this ace in their sleeve, which is he's about to come back in this different character. So to have him be Tony Stark, knowing that Doctor Doom was coming on the heels of that, it just didn't make sense. Another idea for the scene that was never written was to have not only have Downey come back for Deadpool's interview, but to have all of the original Avengers return as well. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, Jeremy Renner, Chris Hemsworth, Thor, Chris Evans, Cap. We haven't told anybody this, but there was a version of that scene very, very early on that wasn't written, but was conceived, that had all the Avengers in the room. Damn. I mean, they know what's hype, man. They know what would get people going. And Wade was rejected, and then he dressed all the Avengers down in a way only Deadpool could. Yeah, that would be fun. He was going to get mad and basically attack each one of them in a vicious kind of way. Love it. Would have loved to see it. Would have loved to see it. The idea was also floated that Rob Delaney's Peter would be in the room with Deadpool, which would lead to the joke of Deadpool not being able to pick up on Thor's hammer, but Peter being able to do it with ease. Oh, shit. Peter casually picked up Thor's hammer in the background, Reese said. That was the joke originally. Peter accompanied him there. There was never screenplay pages, but it was the idea of the scene. I remember pitching that he was going to get Captain America to swear. I don't really remember too much else in terms of details, but yeah, he was going to dress them down to be sure. That would have been fun. Only Downey got to the point of reading the scene, as there was a brief time when Tony Stark was scripted into it. Downey will be returning to Marvel Comics, or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as the villainous Doctor Doom in 2026 Avengers Doomsday and 2027 Avengers Secret Wars. Both films are directed by the Russo brothers. Okay, so what we essentially have here is a scene that was written for Tony Stark to be in that scene where we get the rejection of Deadpool. By the way, chat, I gotta shut off gambling. You tricked me into letting it go longer than an hour, so we're shutting it down. Shutting it down with no warning. Oh, you were in mid-pool? Sorry. It's all gone. So yeah, this that would have been cool, right, to see Downey, but it makes sense. It makes sense as to why they didn't do it now. You know, RDJ has been locked, accept it. Well, I think he's always been locked insofar as like he was going to come back. But I think this Doom thing, like they were absolutely cooking something with it. But I feel like the pieces maybe came together in the last couple of months. Josh, you see the Wolverine Brown concept, costume concept art? I don't think I saw it. No, I don't think I saw it. He's been cast as Doom for over a year. It's possible. That is possible. But apparently he said he would only come back if the Russo brothers came back, right? So, like, how do you square that? Are you telling me the Russos have been signed for over a year? Is that what you're telling me? Buddha Shark, it's known? I don't think it is known. The furthest back that somebody said they heard this was Robert Meyer Burnett, who said he heard about it last November. So I just don't know, brother. I mean, I only know what I'm told. And I'm telling you right now, this was not on anybody that I talked to. It was not on their radar at all. And the earliest that somebody that I think is reliable had talked about it or had heard about it was Robert last year. I think it was November of last year, he said. Yeah. We just want to gamble to feed our families. Oh, my God. I mean, hey, that's one way to, you know, that's one way to feed a family, I guess. Okay, one more thing we got to talk about here. We got to talk about Gambit, baby, and then I will watch a couple videos, and then we'll call it a day, man. You know? And then we'll call it a day. Oh, I wanted to watch some stuff about Space Marine 2, dude. And we're all excited for Space Marine. And we're all excited for Warhammer now. You know what I'm saying, chat? You know what I'm saying? Whoo, I'm about to make a name for myself here. Okay, this apparently came out from Variety as well. Check this out. Channing Tatum says he talked to Marvel about reviving his canceled Gambit film. Write it into existence, please. It's in Bob Iger and Kevin Feige's hands. Damn. And I mean, look, he says, I pray to God. This is the Variety article here. Channing Tatum hopes Deadpool and Wolverine Gambit cameo leaves a standalone movie. I pray to God. Will Channing Tatum finally get his wish to star in a Gambit movie? I sure hope so. He told me at Thursday's preview of Blink Twice in DGA in West Hollywood. From your mouth to God's ears, write it into existence, my friend, please. So this whole article was because of that answer. That's pretty cool. Tatum's newfound faith follows his surprise cameo as the X-Men mutant in Deadpool and Wolverine. Tatum and his producing partner, Reed Carolyn, spent 4 years developing a standalone Gambit film for 20th Century Fox, but the movie died when Disney acquired Fox in 2019. Yes, he's already told Marvel he still wants to make it happen. Of course. Or I've said it. Of course I've said it. I've been saying I want to do it for the last 10 years, Tatum said. It's in Bob Iger and Kevin Feige's hands. I pray to God. Tatum thanked Ryan Reynolds in an Instagram post. Yeah, I love that Instagram post, man. It was really cool. Blah, blah, blah. Talking about this movie. Okay, so that's pretty much the deal there, but it is cool, and I want to talk about it a little bit just because I really like the Gambit character and I want more. So, as I said before, I think the best way to do this is to do a Exiles team. To do an Exiles team with that whole crew. You know what I mean? With that whole crew. That would be sick. But I wouldn't mind the Solo movie. You know, and they did develop it and work on it, and I think it could work. Could be cool. I would certainly check it out. I like the team together, though. I really lean more towards the X-Men, the Exile stuff. I think that would be sick. Blink from Days of Future Past. I loved Blink from Days of Future Past. I also liked Bishop from Days of Future Past. Grab him up too, man. That shit was cool. So, yeah. I want it. What do you think, chat? Channing Tatum, Gambit? You want the movie? What do you guys think? It would be nice to get a new video from my second favorite Warhammer YouTube channel. Oh, yeah? What's that channel? Tell me about that. Bring Rogue. That would be fun. Yeah, that would be cool. Yes to Gambit, no to Channing. Man, people are kind of divided on him, huh? Maybe a movie on Disney Plus, not theatrical? What? Why are you throwing shade? Stando Mon says, Josh, can you please explain to me what the gamble thing is and how to do it? I know it sounds dumb, but I watch all the streams on my TV. Oh, okay. Yeah, so Nerdcoin is like a reward system that we have here. So every time you super chat, you get some Nerdcoin. If you're just hanging out in chat, you get Nerdcoin. I occasionally drop Nerdcoin to people that are watching, so it's kind of like just a little like bonus, like gift cards for shit. And then we use the coin for giveaways, to purchase fun behind-the-scenes stuff. So that's basically what it is. And I guess you'd have to be using chat to be able to use it. So if you're just watching on the TV, yeah, it probably doesn't work as good. Yeah. Reward that question with some gambling. You have had enough gambling, sir. You have had enough gambling. Yo, Josh, was the Doctor Doom art real? I heard it was just fan art. Okay. So, the Russo brothers sent a print of Boss Logic art to some different influencers. Does that mean that's the official look of Doom? No. But is it just fan art? I don't think so. I think the Russos are trying to see how we feel about that as a potential look for Doctor Doom. So is it real? I don't think it's official, if that's what you're asking. But is it just fan art? I don't think that either. I think it's somewhere in the middle. That's that's my answer. Fortnite event tomorrow. Let's fucking go. Who's playing? I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play some Fortnite. Fortnite is forever. Can we still sing that song? Are we allowed to still sing Dr. Disrespect songs? I don't know. I mean, the music was kind of lit. Or is that now not... Is that not chill? No? Should we not do that? Okay, let's watch some videos, huh? Let's watch a couple videos. How does the locationary guy have more nerd coin than one of your accounts, Josh? Pretty simple. It's the currency. Yeah. So whatever currency he super chats in, the API recognizes it as dollars. So like that's how that happened. Standomon, thanks for gifting 5 memberships, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you. Will you play the live event, Josh? Yeah, we're gonna do that tomorrow. I will be live maybe 9:30 tomorrow night, and I will be doing a reaction to the live event in Fortnite. Be here. It's gonna be dope. Okay, let me find a couple videos. I wanted to watch this Screen Crush video about Doctor Doom. Yeah, this video looks cool. Let's watch this together, huh?
Around the world. I now possess the power to establish a perfectly content, perfectly ordered world, all under the benevolence of my iron will.
Hey, welcome back, Screen Crush. I'm Ryan Airy, and we're all still reeling from the announcement that Robert Downey Jr. is back in the MCU, but not as Iron Man, but as my all-time favorite Marvel character, Doctor Doom.
What the fuck? Really? I thought Ryan Airy was talking mad shit on Doom. I thought the whole lead up to the Kang situation where I kept saying, fuck that, fuck Kang, go Doctor Doom. I thought Ryan Airy was being a little pedantic prick about it and being like, no, Kang, I want him to finish his story. What is this flip-flopping, gaslighting lie?
Elements of this casting that I think we can all agree on is that this version of Doom will most likely be a multiversal variant of Tony Stark. Tony Stark who went on a very different path in life and became a very different superhero, or should I say, supervillain. Someone who is very different from the Tony Stark that we know. So we're going to take a look back at the history of the MCU's Tony Stark, and we're going to pinpoint the exact moment that this version of Tony Stark may have strayed from the path of a hero and became Doctor Doom. To do this, we're going to comb through the entire history of relive the Marvel Cinematic Universe and look back at every single moment that Tony Stark could have made a life-altering decision that could have changed everything.
Yeah,
because
I like it.
What is the theme of the multiverse saga if not choice, and how the choices we make can change everything about our lives? So we're going to start with some of the more simplistic options, and then we're going to work our way through the timeline chronologically to some more devastating possibilities.
Cool.
And before we get rolling, guys, I want to thank Alpac on YouTube for suggesting that we make this video to begin with. We love getting suggestions from you down in our comment section. Please let us know what you think of this video so far.
I think this video so far has enraged me, but it's tight.
What if this Tony's alternate path in life began before he was even born? A timeline deviation that resulted in Tony...
This is where he literally steals my theory and probably doesn't give me credit. Oh, Ryan Airy. You know, someday we're going to be face to face, my friend. I just want you to think about that.
Being born into very different circumstances. Perhaps Howard Stark never became the success that we know him to be in the mainline MCU. Perhaps he never joined S.H.I.E.L.D. This would alter Tony's path in life big time. I mean, after all, Howard Stark was quite the womanizer in his youth, so maybe during World War II he hooked up with a European lady and then she gave birth to this variant of Tony Stark.
Shit.
Or maybe the path diverged not before birth, but at a young age. Tony Stark was born into
Your theory, LOL! Okay, I guess that's
privilege,
fair.
but imagine a universe where he didn't grow up with that privilege. Imagine a scenario where, like, the Stark's plane crashed over the mountains of Latveria. Latveria being where Dr. Doom rules as a king in the comics. I can imagine a universe where the Starks were targeted early on by Hydra and their plane was taken down in that region, and a young Tony Stark may have been the only survivor. Remember, as we learned in Captain America Civil War, Tony's parents were killed by the Winter Soldier who was sent by Hydra.
True.
But what if the Starks were targeted earlier on? Imagine a universe where their private jet is shot down and crashes into the mountain. A young Tony crawls from the rubble and sees shell casings for missiles that brought him down, and on them is his own family name, echoing this shot from the first Iron Man that greatly affected Tony's direction in life. Young Tony could be believed to have died in the crash, but really he was taken in by locals from Latveria who gave the young boy a new name, Victor Von Doom. This young genius could have worked his way up the ranks and turned this small village into a technological marvel, and eventually become the ruler of
Jennifer, thank you so much. 20 spot, very generous. Holy cow. Says, happy Friday. Loving all the Doom streams. They are getting me through work. Let's go. Appreciate you. Let's
their
go.
kingdom. Or we could see Hydra step in after the plane crash and take the young Tony and corrupt his mind from a young
says,
age.
I
And
hate
maybe
this.
it's Hydra who gives him the new name so that no one knows that Tony Stark survived. With the influence of Hydra, Tony could have taken a very different path in life and eventually worked his way up their ranks as well. And in either of these scenarios, we could still see a young Tony, or young Victor rather, go to university in the United States, go to MIT, and there he would meet...
And all jokes aside, I actually like this theory. I think a lot of people are starting to kind of cook on this idea, think about it, and I think this could be the way they go. And, you know, look, we just watched Iron Man 1 the other day, actually yesterday, right, together, and we did point out that, like, that kid kind of doesn't look like Howard and all these interesting things. This is maybe one of the most fun parts of this whole experience now. So, yeah, I think a lot of people are kind of starting to think this could be the way they do it.
And become rivals with Reed Richards, who in this universe has taken Tony Stark's place as America's poster boy genius. One thing I really hope they keep in the MCU is Doom's actual greatest weapon, his propaganda. Doom isn't just a supervillain, he's a monarch, a head of state, and this grants him diplomatic immunity. But also, the people of Latveria have been raised to revere him as a god, because that's what happens when you only get your news from one source. And sadly, that's...
No, that's what happens when your dictatorial leader is actually a fucking boss and is him, and your quality of life is incredible. You want to talk about propaganda, Ryan Airy? Yo bitch ass is trying to get people to think that Doom isn't a good leader, that the people of Latveria don't worship at the altar of Doom because he's lit?
That's actually how we tend to consume media in our own lives. We follow the sites that confirm our pre-existing bias, while most of those outlets are driven by profit and are just trying to keep up engagement for higher ad revenue. Guys, we are at a critical time in our country's history, and I think that we can do better. So, if you want to cut through the bias and hear the real news, I recommend Ground News. They're the sponsor of this video. I use Ground News every day. I like it so much, I subscribed on my own. Or what the heck is it? Ground News is an app and website that gathers related articles from across the world into one place. But but they give you the context about the source's political leaning, their reliability, and their ownership. This means that you can see through the bias and think critically about the news that you consume. For instance, here's a huge story about the prisoner swap with Russia that brought home tons of people to the United States. Left-leaning and center outlets focused on Biden's words that this was a masterpiece of diplomacy, while right-wing outlets tend to focus on Trump's criticisms of the deal and claim the deal was slanted in Russia's favor. Especially with the election coming up, I want to be informed, and I want to know that the news isn't trying to sway me one way or the other. So they even have a blind spot section that shows you news
I wish we had some shit like this on your statement about Doom just now. Stando Mon, holy shit, 20 spot. Thank you, brother. Says, I think it's dumb. Thor should have snapped his fingers instead of Hulk. Pretty sure that power, literally star, is more than that, or at least comparable to Stormbreaker. Help him live. Am I stupid, or does that? Wait, what? I think Hulk makes a lot of sense, actually. Hulk is like really crazy powerful. I think the ceiling on Hulk's power is much higher than the ceiling on Thor's power. Thor has had, you know, moments in comics where he's like really, really powerful. He's become the Herald of Galactus. He gets the Odin Force, all sorts of cool stuff, right? Hulk, just at a base level, if you make him mad enough, Hulk will literally eclipse all of those just at base level. And there are versions of Hulk that are more powerful than that. Like there's like the Hulk's Hulk, Willbreaker Hulk, Cosmic Hulk, the Hulk from Immortal Hulk. Really crazy stuff. So I would say Hulk, a better candidate than Thor. But that's just my opinion.
Is ignoring. Like, I did not know that Elon Musk agreed to fight the president of Venezuela, or that Kansas stopped enforcing a law against impersonating election officials. This is an incredible resource, and I've been looking for a service like Ground News for years. I highly encourage you to check them out. So if you go to groundnews.com/ScreenCrush or click this QR code, you'll get 40% off their Vantage plan, which includes unlimited access to every feature. Or you can try their Pro plan for less than $1 a month, which is totally worth it. Your subscription will not only help our channel, but you'll also be supporting an independent platform working to make the media landscape more transparent. Now, back to Doom. In the comics, Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom were intellectual rivals from a young age. This rivalry predated their ascendancies to becoming a superhero and a supervillain. The Tony Stark from the mainline MCU did not have a Reed Richards to challenge his genius. Our Tony Stark didn't really have any peers that rivaled his intellect. He was largely regarded as the smartest person on the planet, a title that's typically given to Reed Richards.
I'm the smartest man alive, Reed Richards.
But what?
Yeah, so Valeria, Doom, and Richards all trade that title. They all kind of are the smartest or are not the smartest.
If, in a universe where Tony Stark and Reed Richards both existed, these two innovators came up together and became rivals. We know that the upcoming Fantastic Four takes place in another universe, a universe that is far more advanced technologically than the MCU. So perhaps Tony's intellect wasn't as highly regarded in this universe. Tony wasn't regarded as this boy genius with competition like that of Reed Richards. And maybe that leads to Tony becoming more defensive, more aggressive, and becoming more determined. This could exemplify bad characteristics from the pre-Iron Man Tony Stark, such as his arrogance, his support for militarization, and, you know, overall just being a bit of a jerk.
The day weapons are no longer needed to keep the peace, I'll start making bricks and beams for baby hospitals.
You rehearse that much?
Every night in front of the mirror before bedtime.
This universe's Tony Stark could easily go down a path that doesn't lead to Iron Man, but the path to becoming Dr. Doom. Doom, who was always an overconfident, competitive bully. It would also make sense that in a universe where Reed and Tony both exist, they would at times be colleagues. And, like in the comics and in the films, Doom and Reed could acquire their power at the same time via the same space catastrophe. And this could be when the vain Tony Stark receives his facial scarring. In the comics, Victor has scarring on his face that his vain nature won't allow him to accept, so he views himself as a monster. If a young Tony Stark is injured, perhaps in an incident he blames Reed Richards for, I could easily see him taking a villain turn and becoming Reed's arch nemesis, Dr. Doom. I also want to take a moment to share with you guys our awesome new Doom-inspired merch that we have up for sale in our merch store right now, ScreenCrushMerch.com. We've got RDJ in the classic Obama Hope poster design, but it says Doom instead of Hope. We've also got the Somehow RDJ Return shirt, plus many other fun shirts about Deadpool and Wolverine, Marvel, Star Wars, and many more. Shopping the store is the best way to support our channel so we can keep making videos for you like this one. Thank you so much for your support. Now, of course, one of the reasons that Tony's father, Howard Stark, was killed by Hydra was because of his association with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Clearly, you know my dad better than I did.
As a matter of fact, I did. He was one of the founding members of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Now, Tony never really knew his father, not well anyways. So what if that hadn't been the case? What if there were a universe where Tony did know about his father's involvement with S.H.I.E.L.D., and if instead of pursuing his father's footsteps and becoming CEO of Stark Industries, he instead joined S.H.I.E.L.D.? We could have seen a scenario where Tony Stark grew up and matured a lot sooner than he did in the main MCU. A Tony that had his hero turn long before the events of the first Iron Man. In fact, this Tony Stark may have never even been kidnapped by the Ten Rings and may never even have become Iron Man. Instead, he would have worked his way up the ranks of S.H.I.E.L.D., surpassing even Nick Fury and become the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. And here is where it gets interesting. Something you'll notice to happen in multiversal type stories is recurring themes and events that ripple throughout time. I think some of the things that we saw happen to Nick Fury would instead happen to Tony Stark. Nick Fury suffered a pretty brutal face scarring in his younger years, resulting in his famous eye patch. So I'd imagine that if Tony Stark became director of S.H.I.E.L.D., perhaps it would have been him who obtained that facial scar. Perhaps one that required a larger covering than just a small eye patch.
Dude, can you imagine if they do RDJ Doom and the scar comes from the cat and they double down on the alien cat shit? I will literally burn every piece of Marvel merchandise that I have. If that happens, I will become the biggest hater of Marvel and Feige and everybody. I will become Dr. Doom.
Another thing that burdened Nick Fury as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. was his sheer knowledge of the threats to humanity.
We have no idea what other intergalactic threats are out there. S.H.I.E.L.D. alone can't protect us.
This knowledge made Nick Fury embrace weapons of mass destruction and preventative measures that...
You know, one thing that we're missing in all of this so far is the magic. Like, where does the magic come in? That's something I'm interested in. When does the magic come in?
Jeopardize people's rights of privacy. Now, Tony also went down this path after the events of the Avengers, and that's what resulted in the creation of Ultron. But what if Tony had gone down that path a lot sooner in life? And as soon as things got worse and worse and the world became more and more at risk, we could have seen Tony go the path of a villain. Not a mwah villain, but, you know, like an I'm doing this to save the world, I know better than you type of villain, aka a villain like Dr. Doom. So, like we mentioned earlier, Tony's parents were killed when he was a teenager. But it wasn't until Captain America Civil War that he learned that it was the Winter Soldier who killed them.
Did you know? I didn't know it was him. Avengers, did you know? Yes.
But what if we saw a Tony who reacted to the deaths of his parents very differently? A Tony who was hell-bent on revenge. A Tony who solved his parents' murder years earlier and knew it was the Winter Soldier who killed them. This would have led to Tony discovering Hydra much sooner, as well as discovering that S.H.I.E.L.D. was infiltrated by Hydra much earlier on. We could have seen Tony use his weaponry to annihilate Hydra, kill Bucky, and take over S.H.I.E.L.D. Once again, taking on a villainous type role, falling victim to his preventionist mentality that we have seen plague Tony throughout the Infinity Saga.
Yeah, in the comics, Tony Stark is adopted, which me, not Buddha Shark 3, me pointed out.
Preventionist? Yeah, Tony and Fury both kind of fell victim to being burdened with great knowledge. The knowledge of how screwed mankind would be if they were attacked by outside forces. This type of fear can push good people to do bad things, all in the name of protection. Okay, so now we have finally arrived at Iron Man. So let's say everything we know about 616 Tony Stark happened exactly the same way it always has. He's giving his weapons presentation in the desert. The Ten Rings attack, you know the drill. But what if, in the process, Rhodey was killed? Rhodey, as you all know,
music is hidden. I'm not going to lie. The music is pretty good. Oh, if Doom has no magic, will that be a Marvel deal breaker for you, Josh? That is what I missed when talking with my mom. Fingers crossed they do not. Yeah, if Doom doesn't use magic, I will burn every piece of Marvel magic. I'm done with Marvel.
Is Tony's best friend. Without Rhodey's friendship, Tony would be a very different man. So imagine a scenario where the Ten Rings killed Rhodey in the midst of taking Tony hostage. Tony's moral compass would be gone. He would be emotional and erratic and even more so set on revenge to take down the terrorist organization that killed his best friend. Instead of Tony having a life-changing experience that turned him into a hero down in the cave, he could have had his villainous turn. In the main timeline, Tony shuts down his weapons manufacturing and views himself and the military-industrial complex as the problem that creates and incites these terrorist organizations in the
He doesn't need magic when he has Stark Tech. Yeah, fuck that. Yes, he does.
first place. But in a timeline where Tony is hell-bent on revenge for the loss of his friend, a reality where he never takes a moment to look in the mirror and have some self-reflection in that cave, this could create a Tony who becomes even more determined to create even more weapons to wipe out any and all potential threats across the world. And this could put...
I'm still not seeing any magic here. I mean, literally, the whole point, the big question should not be when did he turn. The big question should be when does he turn to sorcery? When does he turn to witchcraft? When does he turn to actual black magic?
Tony at odds with Captain America, who, remember, had this to say in The Winter Soldier when Nick Fury showed him S.H.I.E.L.D.'s new weapons and surveillance technology.
Thought the punishment usually came after the crime.
Can't afford to wait that long.
In the main timeline, Tony changed for the better, but in this timeline, we see him changing for the worse. And honestly, this could have happened even if Rhodey didn't die, because it was the character of Jensen who truly turned Tony Stark into the hero we know and love.
Don't waste your life.
Had Jensen not been there, or had Tony not listened to his dying words, Tony could have taken that experience in the cave and used it as an excuse to become an even bigger Hawk. A Hawk? Oh, like he becomes Hawkeye? No, buddy, a Hawk.
Why the magic gotta be black, though? Because, unlike Stephen Strange, although I guess already our Stephen is already, like, doing Darkhold shit and, like, going to the dark side, the big difference between Stephen Strange and Victor Von Doom is that Doom doesn't fear any of that shit. He is technically, potentially a greater sorcerer than Steven because of that fact. And that's something they talk about in the comics.
A Warhawk, someone who seeks out conflict and views it as the only solution to the world's problems. Instead of
damn it was a joke. No, it wasn't. And also, you love Warhammer now.
Shutting down weapons manufacturing, Tony could have doubled or tripled their weapons output. We could have even
what about the magic, though?
Tony begin to rub up against committing genocide in the name of world peace. Jensen said to Tony with his dying breath,
Don't waste it.
Meaning don't waste his second chance at life. You could easily see a scenario where Tony took those dying words very differently and committed his life to ending terrorism in a very different way, a very doomful way. Plus, come on, that original Iron Man suit would be dope as a Dr. Doom suit.
That's true.
And the same shrapnel that got lodged in Tony's heart could have also scarred his face, once again playing into the vanity and insecurities of Tony, just like Victor Von Doom. We could see a Tony who is so physically and emotionally scarred from his time that he never leaves the Iron Man armor. Tony Stark may have been the one to enter the cave, but in reality...
The thing I meant with the whole Thor thing is he took the full power of the star and didn't radiation burns. Yeah, that's true. No, I mean, that's actually a good point. For sure.
He never really left it. In a way, the armor becomes symbolic of that cave that is keeping Tony trapped in the darkness. And the armor symbolizes the constant torture and turmoil a villain like Doom would live in.
What is this
turning
song?
point in the cave that
Ryan,
created Iron
send me
Man was
this
a situation that I could see creating a villain.
Look at that. He's got the hood on and everything. We did mention this when we watched it yesterday.
Far more times than it would ever have created a hero. And I'd love to see a flashback in Avengers Doomsday that gives us that montage of Tony Stark becoming Doom after his time in the cave, as opposed to him becoming Iron Man.
So here's one little thing. What if the homie in the cave actually knew some shit about magic? What if they couldn't quite get the arc reactor to work? And so the other guy's like, well, here's some magic. And then they create the Doom reactor?
Hell, we could even see Doom referred to as the Iron Man.
He did wear a lot of green.
But let's reset. Let's hop back to the main timeline. Tony goes the path of a hero after his time in the cave, but his next crucial turning point arrives just a few years later, the attack on New York. In the Avengers, we see the Chitauri attack New York City via a portal in the sky. S.H.I.E.L.D. moves in to nuke the city.
You have a missile headed straight for the city.
Tony Stark is able to catch the nuke and send it through the portal, defeating the enemy and saving New York. But what if he failed? What if that nuke hit the city? Well, I think that we would have seen Tony Stark riot. Characters like Captain America would be dead. Black Widow and Hawkeye would be dead. Millions of people would be dead.
True.
And Tony Stark would blame himself for not being able to save.
Or make a deal with Mephisto to undo it.
them. As much as the incident in the cave in the first Iron Man movie was Iron Man's origin to becoming a hero, I would argue that the Avengers was really the moment where Iron Man became a full-fledged superhero. Prior to the Avengers, Tony had really gone up against demons from his own past. The Avengers was the first time Tony became a truly selfless hero, but in a timeline where he failed, I could see all of that crucial character development going down the drain. Tony would likely use all of his power and influence to expose and destroy S.H.I.E.L.D. for their transgressions against humanity. And we could see him pursue a vision of a suit of armor around the world so something like that would never happen again.
With some magic?
But let's say that didn't happen. Let's say Tony is able to save the day and he throws the nuke into space. Well, after that came Iron Man 3, where we saw Tony suffering from severe PTSD.
How did he get out of the wormhole?
Wait a minute, Tony. Tony.
I think the close call in New York and the realization of the threats beyond Earth's atmosphere could have been a turning point that led to Tony once again taking a more hawkish approach. And if someone like Pepper had actually died in that movie, that could have been the final nail in the coffin that truly sent him over the edge. Instead of destroying all his suits and scaling down his Iron Man operation, he would have likely ramped up his operations and begun his Ultron protocol much earlier.
What about the magic, though?
In Age of Ultron, Tony envisions a suit of armor around the world. He is enchanted by Wanda, and he is...
Now, this is an interesting part right here. This could be the whole thing right here. I mean, Wanda, like, dude, obviously I've thought a lot about this. I'm going to do a version of this video, but, like, you know, with magic, because I'm, like, actually a Dr. Doom fan, so I understand, like, what would actually be required for the fucking character. I'm not a fake-ass fan like Ryan Airy. But, point being, this, to me, feels very interesting, right? You have Wanda, who is something in the multiverse that's really important. Prophesied to either rule or destroy all. And you have a character like that seeing into the mind and the vision, the possible future, past, present, of a character like Tony Stark. So this could be a really interesting moment where, like, what if in this scene, when they see the vision, it's just different? Instead of, like, the Avengers all dying and it's Thanos and, like, oh shit, he killed them all. What if he literally killed them all? You know what I mean? And she sees something like that, and then perhaps it makes Tony more interested in, you know, learning a little bit of magic. I also think there's potential for Loki and the first interaction with them in Avengers to lead to his curiosity of magic or something. I'd also even thought that, you know, maybe instead of Bruce Banner, because it's Bruce and Tony in Age of Ultron, they create Ultron. But what if it's not Bruce? And what if in this universe it's Doctor Strange? I mean, Tony and Strange have worked together before. And so maybe it's the use of sorcery with technology, which creates their version of Ultron. That lines up a little bit more with, like, actual Doom.
Likely influenced by the presence of the Mind Stone. And what if Ultron had actually worked? What if instead of becoming this rogue AI, Ultron actually became this almost omnipotent servant of Tony Stark? Tony Stark would be in possession of an infinite...
Yeah, Doomtron. I've thought about this, actually. This could be really cool. Like, what if this is where we get the Doombots from? And instead of, like, traditional Doombots, we get, like, the Stark bots or the Ultron drones, but Doctor Doom. You have versions of Ultron or versions of little Ultrons with Doom cloaks and maybe even Doom faceplates. That would be fucking sick.
Stone and the most powerful AI perhaps in all of existence. And with that much power, you're almost certain to be corrupted. We could see a scenario where Tony's suit of armor around the world becomes a reality and Tony would feel vindicated. This could create a world where superheroes are no longer needed and the Avengers are no longer needed. Tony's creation of a police state that sacrifices freedom for protection would be something that's right up Doom's alley. In fact, Tony's Ultron bots would serve as the perfect Doom bots.
Yes, that is true.
Set up a similar conflict to the one we saw in Captain America Civil War. We could see Tony and Cap go head-to-head in a war of freedom versus safety. And what if Tony wins that war? What if Tony wins the fight and he kills Captain America? He kills the symbol of freedom. Hell, Tony killing Cap could have happened in Civil War anyways. So let's say that Age of Ultron panned out the same way. Ultron goes off the walls, the Avengers assemble to take him down, yada yada yada, Sokovia Accords. Cap and Tony are at odds. Tony finds out that Bucky killed his parents and that Steve knew all along. What if, in this brutal showdown between the three, we see Tony get the upper hand and kill Bucky? I think killing Bucky in cold blood would have fundamentally changed Tony forever. And if Tony had taken it a step further and killed Steve Rogers, well, then there's no coming back from that. In this scenario, Tony likely becomes the leader of this new government-approved Avengers. Once again, sticking with our theme of Tony falling victim to his tendency to want to control the world in order to keep it safe, just like Dr. Doom. But let's take another step back.
Yeah, it could have saved Thor from the snap. I see what you're saying now, and the whole point of the star, that's a good point.
Civil War pans out the same way as it did in the main timeline, except for one little difference. Tony never forgives Steve. Maybe Steve even scars Tony's face during the battle, and Tony has this physical scar that represents an emotional scar that he cannot unsee. Perhaps, in this world, Tony continues the pursuit of Cap and the other Avengers, becoming an ipso facto villain for the Avengers. And there's also the Spider-Man Homecoming option. Let's say Civil War ends the same. Tony somewhat lets go of his beef with Cap, but then Peter Parker is killed, whether it be the incident on the ferry or his battle with the Vulture. The death of Spider-Man, a 15-year-old kid that Tony brought into this fight in Civil War, would be another life-changing moment for Tony.
True.
Peter's death could reopen the scars.
Now, one of the reasons I actually like this is because it could lead to really interesting character moments with RDJ Dr. Doom and Tom Holland Spider-Man. A lot of us think that's kind of something they're cooking, so that could add emphasis to it, which is pretty cool.
From Civil War and result in Tony rejoining the cause to put a check on superheroes, and it would also inspire Tony to take another crack at his suit of armor around the world. But not just around the world, but on every street corner and every dark alley. Tony says to Peter that the Vulture situation was below the Avengers' pay grade. But after that same threat kills Peter, Tony can make it his mission to police every level of society. Once again, creating the safety versus freedom conundrum.
Yeah, this one could be cool. I've thought about this too. Like, what if they did all the stuff? Like, what if it's all Endgame, and then Tony tries to do like the snap, but can't, and it doesn't work, and like, he doesn't actually bring everybody back, and it's fucked up. The world he creates is fucked up, and then from there he becomes Doom. That could work too. Like taking that moment where he becomes the most heroic thing, and having a character that's a variant of that actually fucks it up and like sends everybody to hell or something like crazy. You know what I mean? That could be interesting.
So, in Infinity War, this is a movie where Tony loses almost everything. Almost. He loses the fight with Thanos. He loses Peter. He loses half of all living beings in the universe. But he doesn't lose Pepper. So what if in Avengers Endgame, when Tony arrived back on Earth, he was greeted by Steve Rogers, but no Pepper Potts? In those 5 years after Infinity War, Tony hung up the armor for good. He accepted defeat and focused his life on Pepper and their daughter Morgan. But in a world where he suffered great defeat, lost Peter and lost Pepper, and never had Morgan, I think that creates a very different Tony Stark. I know we keep coming back to this well, but it's true that Tony's biggest flaw is his mentality of only I can fix it. Steve Rogers was able to humble Tony and make him into a better hero. But in Endgame, even with Pepper alive, Tony had this to say to Steve following their defeat.
Tony, I'm gonna need you to focus.
And I needed you. As in past tense. That trumps what you need. It's too late, buddy.
Tony was angry with Steve, and Tony felt vindicated, and I think that without Pepper, Tony would fall into his same obsessive behaviors. He would lock himself away, take another crack at creating something like Ultron, and be hell-bent on making sure something like this never happens again. Now, you would think that regardless of Pepper being there or not, Tony would go that path either way. In fact, with Pepper and Morgan, you'd think Tony would be more determined to make sure something like this never happens again. But here's the thing. In a world where Pepper blipped, Tony wouldn't have that buffer keeping him from falling into his obsessions. And lastly, guys, we have Endgame. We have.
I am Iron Man.
Now, this was the moment that Tony Stark cemented his place in history as Iron Man, the hero of the MCU. He made the ultimate sacrifice. He didn't cut the wire. He laid on top of it.
You're not the guy to make the sacrifice play. To lay down on a wire and let the other guy crawl over you?
I think I would just cut the wire.
But imagine a timeline where Tony didn't make that sacrifice. Imagine a timeline where Tony did not make a selfless decision, but a calculated decision. What if Tony took the time to use the power of the Infinity Stones to first empower himself, to upgrade himself to be able to withstand their power? What if Tony took this opportunity to not only destroy Thanos and his armies, but to create a suit of armor around the world? Hell, around the entire universe. What if—
Well, yeah, I mean, like, this is the area, right, where he's like, he's touching powers of immense magnitude, singularities of the entire universe. And that's a very Doctor Doom thing, right? To be able to have that power and be able to use it, have the will, the focus, the ability to use that power. Maybe it's a situation that he taps that power, feels it, feels how magic and technology, like, understands how it all actually works. Kind of reminds me of, like, White Lantern Batman. So in Brightest Day, Batman gets a White Lantern ring, and he, like, understands everything about the universe. And it's, like, really crazy. You know, he also gets on, like, the Mobius chair and has, like, the same kind of thing. But maybe this would be a situation where Tony touches that power, becomes aware of it, and is like, oh, shit, like, that's what it's really about. Magic and technology at the core. But he fails. And he fails to bring everybody back and makes the world terrible.
If Tony Stark took this ultimate power in the palm of his hand and used it to shape reality to his liking, just like Thanos? What if Tony allowed himself to become corrupted by this absolute power? This could not only show us a situation where Tony Stark becomes like Doctor Doom, but instead God Emperor, the Doom we see in Secret Wars, the most powerful version of Doom, a Doom who ripped Thanos' spine from his body. In a world where Tony didn't die after using the Infinity Stones, you can easily imagine a scenario where Tony doesn't let go of that power. This can make him even worse than Thanos in the sense that Thanos, as crazy and genocidal as he was, he thought that he was doing the right thing, and he didn't have an interest in holding on to the power of the Infinity Stones after his mission was complete. Tony Stark, however, who did become—
Oh, that's true. It's actually Hulk that brings everybody back. That's a good point. Yep.
Selfless hero in the end, could have easily taken a very different path and allowed his old self to resurface. He could have reclaimed that mentality of only I can fix it. And with that type of power in the palm of one hand, doomsday is inevitable. So guys, those are our moments from the MCU timeline that we think Tony Stark may have splintered off and become Doctor Doom, or at least Doctor Doom-like.
Yeah, look, it's a fun video. I mean, look, Ryan, I would literally fail him if this was like an assignment. I'd be like, you didn't mention magic, fail. But it's still a fun video, and I think from the perspective of exploring Tony's current timeline and the different moments where he could have branched off, it's cool and it's fun. But failure, fake fan, not really a Doctor Doom fan, fake fan, bad Ryan Airy, fuck you Ryan Airy, you suck, you're bad, horrible, but also kind of an enjoyable video. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Did you like it? Did you think it was kind of cool? I like Ryan's videos. I saw some people in chat being like, I don't understand why people watch this shit. I like Ryan's videos. I give him some shit, but I think he makes good videos. Chat, what do you think? Tony Doom had the stones. Could he use magic to protect himself from the damage? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, it was a good vid. But isn't the advancement of science and technology the same as magic in the MCU? The advancement of science. I mean, from a certain perspective, sure, but you still need magic. Like, Doom is a sorcerer. And not just any sorcerer. Doom is maybe the best sorcerer on the planet. Doctor Doom without magic that's not Doctor Doom. You know what I mean? So. I have an anchor being theory no one has said yet. Pop it into the chat, man. Let us know. Let us know. Stop being jealous of Ryan because he looks like Jay from RLM. Does he look like Jay from RLM? I guess a little bit he does. Why would I be jealous of that, though? I don't understand. Ari is a YouTube god. Vid was missing magic, though. Yeah, no, I mean, look, Ryan's obviously very good at making YouTube videos. Spider-Man is the anchor of 616. I think so. I think it's Tom Holland, yeah. Who makes the Green Goblin shoes? Nobody. There's no Green Goblin shoes. There's only Doom. Dr. Doom shoes. That's what you're talking about. Dr. Doom shoes. No way they make a Sony character the anchor being. I don't know. I think they might, dude. I think they might. They bring in other Spider-Man. Wouldn't it be too many Spider-Man anchor beings? I mean, I don't know. Do you think so? I don't think so. I think the three of them together is awesome. What's the problem with that? I don't understand. What's the problem with that? Bum, 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 bum. It would be cool to see Tom Cruise Iron Man. Yeah, that would be sick. Kevin Feige's hat. I saw it. I'm not sure what to make of it. It's Spider-Man and maybe just like the white suit Spider-Man. So it could be from the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show. But yeah, it looks cool. Looks cool. Yeah, that looks fun. StockX Nike Airs. Wait, what? The hell? Supreme Metallic Gold. Yeah, I mean, that looks kind of cool. I do like gold. I love gold. I love gold. I want more Wesley Snipes Blade. Me too, brother. Me too. Those are Green Goblin like. They do kind of look like the actual Green Goblin props. Some Doom colored Jordans would hit. Absolutely, they would, yeah. I want Nova. Nova be cool. I love gold. Josh, Future Foundation, Spidey, Holland, and F4. I doubt it, brother. I doubt it. Fantastic Four is in a different universe, so I don't see how you get the Future Foundation and do Spidey. That doesn't seem right. That don't seem right to me. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Hey, thanks, Game Over Jesse. Plundering your dreams? Oh boy. I need to see a white outfitted Doom. Yeah, that would be sick. Have we seen the vid of Vanessa Kirby holding baby Franklin? I've seen it pop up. I don't know if I want to show it on stream. I also think the pictures I saw of the video was really pixelated, right? But yeah, I mean, they're filming that shit, man. They're filming Fantastic Four right now. I'm pretty excited just in general. Just in general, I'm excited for that shit, man. Doo-doo-dum, dum, dum. 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 Hey, Prez! Thanks for gifting a membership, man. Appreciate you. Justin says, Anchor Theory. Thanos is the anchor being. What? They're going to have to undo Endgame to save the timeline which causes Doom to exist. Think about it. Ooh, I kind of like that, actually, dude. That is kind of interesting. I like that. Yeah, I'm putting together some thoughts. Like I said, I want to do a version of Ryan's video, but I'll put the magic in there, you know. Respect to Ryan, of course, but I want to do, you know, just a nerdier version of that. So I'm kind of working on that. Maybe I'll put that in there too. That seems fun. Grupple says with a 10 spot, is it possible Russos have a few RDJ Doom theories, but they're looking at fan theories and gauging fan reactions before settling on one? Or do you think they already have a set plan? I think they already have a set plan because I believe they have a pitch and they said on stage they have a story, one story that could actually like help this all to make sense. So I think they have a story. I just don't know if it's, I don't know. Does it line up with anything we've been cooking? Is it something completely different? I'm not really sure. Yeah, the Vanessa Kirby thing is interesting, but it's really pixelated. You can't really see it too well. Thanos did prevent celestial babies from killing Earth. That's true. So they're babies, not like 9 to 10 years. They're going to be babies, and then they're going to time skip, and they're going to be older. Will RDJ Dr. Doom go back to being Tony Stark after Secret Wars? I'm not sure. I don't think so, though. Kevin Feige wearing a Spider-Man hat, which is giving either Mr. Negative vibes or anti-Venom. Yeah, I saw that. I think, guys, if you look at the old concept art for Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, they have Peter in the white suit, in the Future Foundation-esque suit. I think that's all it is. I think it's Spider-Man and Spider-Man in white. That's what I think. What's your hat size? I have no idea. I don't even know what's a hat size? What does that even mean? Like, isn't it just one size fit all? I don't know. I guess large? I don't know how to answer. For fitted, I've actually never... I think I have some fitted hats, but I don't know that I ever, like, got my head measured or any shit like that. Like, I was just like, oh, this one looks good. I've never known... I have literally never known that that's even a thing. That you have a hat size. What the hell? Josh doesn't believe in fitted hats. I like fitted hats. I think I look better in a dad hat or a trucker hat. But I like fitted hats. It's a thing. Interesting. Okay. If Spider-Man 4 takes place after Fantastic Four and they're in 616 by Spidey 4, could make something happen, but I think it's the show. Yeah, that's true. I think it's the show, too. You know what they say about big hat sizes? No, I do not, actually. Because I don't even know that's a thing. Baby knife. Snapbacks are where it's at. I do like snapbacks. Yo, speaking of snap, guys, the snap deck I have right now, I am crushing it. Dude. I am crushing people. It's a Silver Surfer deck. Silver Surfer's back in full force, dude. And oh my god, bro. I'm slaying with this deck. Man, I'm really interested in what they're cooking with Fortnite and Epic and Disney. I'm really interested in that. Let's play a friendly. Oh, I would, but I'm going to get out of here soon. I'm hungry. I got to eat. Doom without magic is like Wolverine without his claws. The fuck, Ryan? Yeah, for sure. I agree. Yeah. We've been talking about the Spider-Man hat, for sure. Could the spell Doctor Strange used have affected all the multiverse, thus creating Doctor Doom Tony Stark edition? Ooh, I like that. That could be cool. So Doom is Logan? You don't say that. You don't say that. I miss Marvel Rivals already. Me too, man. But when it comes back next, by the way, we might get an announcement this weekend about Marvel Rivals. Maybe even tonight. And then maybe we get a release date, maybe a beta, open beta or something like that. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I love the game, bro. And I want more characters. I think Wolverine, Psylocke might be up next. Captain America might be up next. Woo! Woo! Oh, hell yeah. Ghost Rider for Rivals? Ooh, that would be sick, dude. He could do the penance stare as like an ultimate. Did I get the blue Venom? I did. I've got the Scarlet Witch and I've got the Venom. Cyclops will be great. And Havoc. I mean, that's the thing about that game is like, dude, there's so much possibility. There's so many cool characters they could put in there. I would be into it. All right, everybody. Hey, look, I appreciate you guys. It's been a good week of streaming. Thank you for all the support. Thanks for all the love. A lot of good videos this week, too. Got some cool stuff that we're working on. I should actually have a good video coming out today about Avengers vs. X-Men. There are still rumors about Avengers vs. X-Men. They are interesting. So I did a video kind of explaining how I think that could play out in the next couple of years. The Doom stuff is taking a lot of attention, but there's still actual AVX stuff that people are talking about. That's crazy. So video coming out about that today. Remember that tomorrow I might release a video about updates tonight, D23 updates, Skeleton Crew. I'm so excited. But tomorrow night, late at night, we're going to be streaming. Maybe we'll play some Fortnite, but we're definitely going to see what are they cooking with this D23 Fortnite presentation. So tomorrow night we'll be live again. Other than that, man, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys Saturday night. And if I don't catch you Saturday night, I'll catch you Monday when we're back at it. Same time, same place. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh, man. Man, things have been so good lately, I almost feel like pinching myself. Community, strong. MCU, strong. And it feels so good. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time, your attention, the chats, the subscribes, the member chats, super chats, ultra chats, chats. Thank you. And remember to open up your third eye and wash out your stinky Ryan Airy. But